Welcome to Zion National Park. This video is designed to give you an itinerary that you might use on a visit here. We're first-time visitors and we got pretty lucky because everything worked out. But it's hard to find instruction on what to do and how to do it here. We were able to get it done pretty easily, but we also got pretty lucky. You will most likely start your visit in Springdale. We happen to stay at Zion Canyon Campground, literally an eighth of a mile from the park entrance. Once you enter the park, your first stop should be the visitor center. You can get detailed maps there and real-time information about what the condition of the hikes are, where you can go, where you maybe can't go. In our case, we found that the Narrows was closed because of high water flow due to snow runoff and snow melt. This is the drive to the Zion Riverwalk and Narrows. You can't do this drive most of the year because the road is shut down. It is shuttle bus only, which is great if you're a bicyclist. But if you want to drive, you're just going to have to park the car and shuttle. Parking is a problem all year round, but when the park gets to higher season, it would be impossible to park anywhere near the popular hikes. We had a difficult time the first week of March finding parking at a lot of the more popular hikes we wanted to do. Other than our hike along the road, this walk is paved all the way to the Narrows. Again, the Narrows was closed while we were there, but if you wanted to hike the Narrows, you would rent waders or dry suit or wetsuit or something from one of the outfitters in town. This shows where the Narrows begins. You literally just step off the trail and walk up the river. It'd be pretty cold this time of year because it's snow melt, but in the summer, I think it would be an awesome adventure. There are some wet spots on the trail, and it's hot in the sun and cool in the shade. That's the nature of hiking in a canyon. This is a view of the shuttle stop and parking area for the Riverwalk. There was not a parking place to be found when we first showed up. By the time we finished our walk, there was ample parking. So either arrive early or show up later, like maybe 1 o'clock in the afternoon. There typically might be some parking available if you're still allowed to drive into the park. From the Riverwalk, head back to Canyon Junction and take a left turn up towards the tunnel. And you can drive right on through and head to Kanab after you go out the east entrance. This tunnel is an impressive feat of engineering. It was done almost 100 years ago. I wonder how they had the technology to make both ends meet. It is just something else. One thing though, it does have limited clearance, so you cannot take a big RV or bus through here. They do allow tour buses or shuttle buses through, but they have to shut down the traffic because the bus has to stay right in the center of the tunnel or it'll hit the roof. Once we got through the tunnel, we started heading towards the east entrance. Everywhere you go in this park, the views are stunning. You will love driving the park. If you can't walk or hike, it's worth coming here just to drive through the Scenic Drive. It's absolutely gorgeous and amazing. Our second hike of the day was the East Rim Trail. Now, we only went in about 1.5 miles, but it was absolutely gorgeous. This trail is in and out. It's actually a very long trail, so you can choose how far you want to hike. But we still had another one in mind for the day, so we didn't go too far. I love this little sign, Entering Zion Wilderness. We saw this on a couple of different hikes. The scenery on the East Rim Trail was very different than the Riverwalk. Here, you're not really hiking in the canyon, you're kind of above some of the canyon and below the peaks of the mountains. This trail was completely different, but absolutely beautiful. We enjoyed it just as much. This was our first trip to the Southwest, so we had many unfounded concerns, like scorpions and rattlesnakes and bear and mountain lions. We've been doing this trip for almost 3 months, and we have yet to see anything other than deer or horses, donkeys, nothing threatening on the trail or even while driving. We even spoke with a retired guide who said in all his years he only came across a couple rattlesnakes and none were threatening. There was just no issues as long as you use a little common sense. Stay away from the wildlife and don't harass it. After the East Rim Trail, we headed back towards the tunnel, and right at the tunnel entrance is the Canyon Overlook Trail. That trail is going to be absolutely beautiful when you see it, and we'll show you some snippets in a minute. Again, parking's always a problem. We couldn't hike this when we first passed through because there was no parking anywhere near it. But after doing East Rim, we were able to come to Canyon Overlook Trail. This trail is very cool. You'll see it in a lot of promotional videos or pictures. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's an easy trail with the exception of getting into it and out of it. There's a pretty steep hike up, mostly steps, to get some elevation from the road, and then from there on, it's pretty simple and straightforward. I've made comments in some of my videos that national parks are not Disney safe. You need to use some common sense. There's an occasional handrail like this one, but for the most part, if you lost your balance on one of these ledges and went the wrong way, it wouldn't end well for you. Other than the actual canyon viewpoint or overlook, this catwalk was kind of my favorite part of the trail. You took a catwalk around a mountain and then into what would almost be a cave. It was really beautiful. The sun was starting to set, so it was kind of near the golden hour, and I just can't tell you what a beautiful spot this is. Actually, everywhere in Zion is beautiful like this, but that one was special. This again is one of those little ledges. It's not really dangerous or tricky, but you have to use some common sense. There are places you wouldn't want a toddler walking around in national parks. You'd want to keep a close eye on them much of the time. Here are a few pictures of what you'll see at the actual canyon overlook endpoint. The views here are just amazing. You can see the end of the tunnel that's closer to the main Zion Canyon, and you can look right down that road leads up to the tunnel through those switchbacks. Are coming back through my favorite spot, this kind of overhanging cave-like area, to the catwalk that I think was just so dramatic. It was amazing to me. As we come around the bend here, you can see a bridge coming out of the canyon wall. That is the closer end of the tunnel to us. And we'll end up hiking out of this trail within probably 500 feet of the tunnel. This is a great hike to do at sunset. As you can see, the golden hour color is so warm and inviting. It just makes you want to take it all in and really enjoy this incredible mountainous area. So it's time to head back to our camper, and obviously the first thing we do is go through the tunnel again in order to get back to the Springdale side of Zion Park. So again, this video just gives you what we did on day one at Zion Park. And we saw so much of it because of the driving we did. I wouldn't have been satisfied, but I would say it would be worth coming here for just one day if you followed the itinerary we took on day one. If you found this video informative, helpful, or entertaining, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. My hope is that one day you too will come to Zion National Park and enjoy this adventure.